Good evening, everybody. We've got a lot to talk about, so let's get right to it. We look over to the city of Grand Rapids. Love that light show that's out there. Beautiful shot there. Winds have calmed down, and the last of the lake effect flurries are kind of wrapping up here. We've actually got some partial clearing going on out there. That will continue, but I think we've thickened up the clouds to the overnight hours. 40-degree temperatures are better over the next couple of days here, with rain showers likely. Weekend rain, ice, and snow. The worst time is going to be Friday night going into Saturday morning. We're going to break all that out for you here momentarily. Here's the last of a couple of light snow showers, flakes and flurries across Ottawa, Allegan, southwestern portions of Barrie County. That will continue to shrink up and go away. As we look at our temperatures, we're in the upper teens to around the 20-degree mark. Just as I said, our high temperature around 30 degrees occurred at midnight, and we barely got back into the low 20s today, despite the few breaks of sunshine here coming the late day. As we look off to the north and west, there's some cold air out there, but now we're going to start to tap a southeast and southerly wind tomorrow. That's going to drive our temperatures into the 40s. So that's a pretty good bounce back from where we were today. So we've got some breaks out there, but the clouds are going to continue to thicken in as we head through the overnight hours. And with those clouds coming in and those winds ramping up overnight, we're going to probably see our temperatures increase. So look for the clouds to thicken overnight. Low temperatures early, probably around midnight, about 19 degrees, and then they'll rise into the low 20s. So we'll increase the temperatures a little bit overnight, and we'll increase the winds overnight, going from a northwest wind, eventually southeast at about 10 to 20 miles per hour. Here's what the weather map looks like. This is system number one. This is not the big dog here, but let's explain what's happening. This is at 9 p.m. tonight. Again, those clouds will thicken up. You can see these gray lines. Those are isobars, lines of constant or equal pressure. When they get packed closely together, that means a tight pressure gradient or windy conditions for us. So those winds will increase. It's going to be a windy day tomorrow. If we see any sunshine tomorrow, it's going to be early because those clouds will thicken up. It's going to be windy. I can't rule out a couple of light rain showers or some drizzle during the afternoon. This is at 6 p.m. tomorrow, but the real steadier rain, I think, or at least the better chance of rain, is going to come in tomorrow evening and then going into Friday as this cold front moves into the area. And you can see by the time we get into 6 a.m. on Friday, there's another slug of moisture that's going to be coming up here. So that's not the heaviest rain, but as we go through Friday, there'll be some rain showers. There is another bigger area of low pressure that's going to tap a ton of moisture from the Gulf of Mexico, and that whole slug of moisture is coming up our way. A couple of forecast models track this in the northwestern Ohio. A couple of other forecast models track it into northwest Indiana. It's probably going to end up somewhere in between. It's going to wrap up some warm air into the system, but it's not all going to be rain. Watch what happens at 6 p.m. on Friday. That slug of moisture comes up here. This is at midnight, Friday night into Saturday morning. Everything you see in yellow and orange and green, well, that's the heavy rain, anywhere from 2 to 4 inches of rain from Grand Rapids down to the south and east. So that's one thing we know for sure. The heaviest amounts of precipitation, mainly rain, going to be south and east of Grand Rapids, mainly along and south of I-94. You'll see maybe 3 or 4 inches there. But you could already see our northern counties. That pink is freezing rain and sleet, and that blue is snow. Watch what happens as we go into Saturday morning. That low goes by us, and we're all kind of starting to transition over into just freezing rain, sleet, and some snow with rain down across our extreme southeastern counties. Most of the thicker moisture pulls away by later in the day on Saturday, and those winds will relax just a little bit. So here's how we think it will play out. Mainly rain across our southern counties here, and this is where we're thinking 2, 3, maybe up to 4 inches of rain there. Some of these areas, and I don't want you to get caught up in the exact delineation here, but some of these areas that are north of I-94 may see a little bit of freezing rain or some sleet mix in, and that will carry all the way over to the northern suburbs of Detroit as well. But mainly in this area of darker pink, it's going to start off as rain. It'll go through most of Friday night as rain, but I think as we get into later Friday overnight hours and into Saturday morning, we're going to start to see some freezing rain and sleet mix in there. And then up across our northern counties in the lighter pink, we're talking generally just frozen precipitation. Maybe a little bit of freezing rain and sleet, but probably more snow there as well. In these areas, maybe 2, 3 inches of snow. These areas up here, maybe on the order of about 3 to 5. That is preliminarily what it looks like right now. 42 degrees tomorrow, windy. A chance of a little bit of rain through the afternoon. A better chance tomorrow evening. 47 on Friday with a few showers in there, and then the heavier precipitation comes in Friday night into Saturday, that wintry mix, that ice and that changeover eventually, and it's all done by later in the day on Saturday and certainly by early Sunday, and then we're in the mid to upper 30s as we get into the beginning of next week. We'll talk more weather in the 6:30 half hour. Derek Janis.